Yo, what's going on, guys? Waffles here, and welcome to Murder Mystery 2. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we have kind of an interesting topic, not one that I've talked about before, because this is kind of unusual. It's actually the first time that I'm aware of that it's happened in Murder Mystery 2 history. So let's just get into it. So basically, we're going to be talking about the gift leaderboard. This is, in fact, the most expensive leaderboard in Murder Mystery 2 history, as far as I can tell. In the original Halloween leaderboards and Christmas leaderboards, they were salvaged leaderboards, and Halloween was collecting candies. However, the very first Halloween leaderboard, your score could also be impacted by the amount of candies you purchased, I believe. However, ever since then, it has changed so that way it's only grinding. And the last two leaderboards of Christmas and Halloween have been about collecting tokens, and one of the Christmas leaderboards has always been gifts, at least for last year. I believe last year was the first year that was a possibility. But that being said, this is the second ever time that there has been a leaderboard for gifting. If I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken, there might have been other adaptations of it, but to my knowledge, this is the only other time that there's been a gifting leaderboard. And it costs a lot of money. I personally have spent over 70,000 Robux to get about top 60. The highest I've gotten is to 27th. I'm in 56th place currently. And there's still like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. 6 days or so. At the time of this being uploaded, it's like 5 days, but you know what I mean, right? So basically, there's about like 6 days left of the leaderboard, and at this point, this leaderboard, the bottom minimum requirement is looking like it's going to be around either 800 or 900 gifts, which means, yes, I'm going to have to spend more money. But that's not the point. The point is, this is literally the most expensive MM2 leaderboard ever. I mean, think about it. This is about $800 worth of Robux, roughly. If you have premium and you buy Robux for 10,000 10,000 Robux non-premium, 11,000 Robux premium is the most expensive option, which is $100. 10,000 of that gets you 140,000, or yeah, 140,000 tokens. So if we do some very quick math, 140,000, I think it's about 6. Yeah, actually 5 would probably get you on the leaderboard for now. Let's just double check. Yeah, okay, so buying this 5 times, which is about $500 worth of Robux, would get you to 700 gifts, which gets you just barely on the leaderboard. You would be in 94th place. To get first place on the leaderboard, this person is going all out, and you know what? It's kind of hard to, give a reasonable reason why these people are doing it. I think they're doing it because they want either a specific place, like, for example, top 3, or, you know, they have the funds to do so, they own a game, they've sold limiteds for Robux, whatever the reason may be. It's kind of hard to justify this leaderboard at all, in some ways, because we don't know what the item is going to be. However, it's heavily rumored that it's going to be a red version of the Ice Blaster and a red version of the Ice Breaker. Obviously, these are rumors; they're not confirmed at all. We actually won't know what the prizes for this event will be until February or late January or even March, or potentially, if things go really awry, we might not see these leaderboard rewards until Halloween. That is the worst case scenario, but it is a possibility. You have to remember that things happen. So, I'm going to really quickly go over why this happened, why it's so expensive, why on earth people are spending this much money to get a virtual item in Murder Mystery 2, myself included. This year for 2020, or technically last year, oh my gosh, we're in 2021 now. Last year, 2020, there was a virus. Technically, it started in 2019, which is why it's called you know what, and that virus is still going on and will most likely be going on for a little while. People have been, you know, indoors, social distance, self-isolation, all that stuff. And what is the thing that most people go and do if they're kids when they're stuck at home? They play video games. And this happens to be one of the most popular video games on Roblox, and Roblox happens to be like one of the top 100 popular games in the world. I think it's actually like close to top 10. I don't think it's top 10 yet, but it is definitely close. I might be wrong on that. That's just a guess, but we get when I say we, I mean Roblox, but Roblox gets millions and millions of unique players daily. I think they beat their all-time record a couple years ago of reaching 1 billion unique users, like actual people, on Roblox, and I think since then it's gone over to 2 billion. I think we're on the way to 3 billion. It might be trillion. It might be trillion at this point. I'm not sure. I just remember that there was like a big celebration for Roblox, and because of the virus, a lot of people have been, you know, stuck indoors. They're playing Roblox, they're playing their Minecraft and whatever games they like. And those people who play Murder Mystery 2, obviously an event comes around. There's usually, typically, so far, only have been 2 a year, which is Halloween and Christmas. Halloween, you saw the highest recorded ever. Well, actually, that might not be true. It is kind of hard to say, once again, because the original Halloween leaderboard, you could purchase tokens to get onto. That being said, this year, the minimum cutoff was like 300,000 or 400,000. I can't remember. It was something like that. And that is the highest it's ever been, as far as I can remember, that hasn't been able to, like, purchase the tokens, which means people have grinded out, like, 300,000 coins to get top 100, which is the bare minimum. In fact, I think it was, like, close to 400,000, if not 400,000. Compare that to what it is right now. It's just gone over 200,000 in the last week, whereas it was at like 200,000 within the first week and a half of the Halloween event. So it's very different. And that's been reflected here in the gift leaderboard with this many people spending this much money. People want their items, and yeah, people just want a unique item, and because 2020 was a pretty crappy year, people want to walk away from it with a unique item that has their name on it. It's not tradable, it's a special trophy for them, and it is from 2020. And maybe it's just like a goodbye token, moving on to a better future kind of thing. I'm not really sure the reasoning. My personal reasoning is that I've been playing this game for several years, and I make YouTube content on it, and I figured that it's about time I go down in Murder Mystery 2 history, because these leaderboard prizes will never be returning. Once these leaderboards end, the people on them get the trophies, and there will never be a unique model of that specific knife released into Murder Mystery 2 ever again. So it's very unique. It's kind of also a special year to be on the leaderboard, which I think is one of the reasons that it's so high, because if you think about it, 2020 was a very special year, and all of the people who were able to not only just grind on the leaderboard while also being in school. I think most people on the leaderboard are not in school, but that's besides the point. My point is that it's a very interesting special year, and I think that this year alone, the people who have these items are going to be definitely remembering that for a long time. This also, unrelated to Murder Mystery 2, the prices of limiteds have recently skyrocketed. That is also because of the virus. Once the virus is pretty much over, which won't be for several months, if not a year, if not 2 years. We don't really know how long that's going to take. I'm not a scientist. I definitely don't have the answers to that. But as far as I'm concerned, when the virus is over, the prices of limiteds will go down once again, and it will be easier for people to purchase limiteds. In the past, limiteds have never gone up at a rate like this, and I just can't imagine that trend staying the same when people are being, like, you know, in a normal society where you can go outside and do stuff and play basketball or whatever, you know, whatever you do outside, you know. But yeah, I think that's the reasons that it's high, and before I end this video, I do want to quickly go over what this could mean for the future of Murder Mystery 2. So, this event, this is the highest and most expensive gifting leaderboard to date. Will it be like this next year? Short answer, depends, but I want to say no. If the virus is mostly contained and is not as much of a threat as it is this year, and people are able to return to a semi-normal society where they're not stuck indoors and school can return, people will not have the time or the need to spend so much dedication to video games, so it would make sense that the price would go back down to being at around a 300, 280 average, instead of nearly 700 with 5 days to go, which is just mentally absurd in my opinion. But you know what? everyone wants their own special weapon in this game. It has an average of 50,000 players on it, which is actually incredible considering this game is almost a decade old. If you think about it, this game was released 7 years ago now. Almost a decade. It was released, I believe, in 2014, if I'm not mistaken. And if I am mistaken on that, no, I'm not. Right? Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not mistaken on that. I am right, I think. First event was in 2015, though. So it might have been released 2015 to the public, but it was created in 2014. But anyways, that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope this brings some insight as to why the prices are so high, why people want them, and then what it's going to be like next year. Obviously, I can't predict the future, but I don't think we will ever see a leaderboard go to this expensive ever again. And if this becomes a trend of leaderboards becoming more and more expensive as the player count goes up, then buckle up, because that is absurd, and honestly, Nicholas is going to be making a lot of bank, so mad respect to him. There's really no downside necessarily to the price going up, except that it'll become harder for the average Roblox player to obtain. But these trophies are trophies, and there's only ever going to be 100 of these made, so it's very special. Anyways, that was my video. Subscribe, and yeah, bye.